Hi, we're going to talk today about the Flower and Garden Festival for 2017. Got our book from last year. We're going to go through the new list which just came out and see what we want to eat, what's new, what we're excited about.
Yeah, I haven't even looked at it. I printed it up but didn't look at it.
I scanned it super briefly just to see how many things were gluten-free, and that was it. So I saw the new menus out first on the Disney Food Blog's website. You can just Google Disney Food Blog and it will come up. So if you want to see these for yourself, and I'll put a link to it down in the show notes. I'm not affiliated, don't even know her, just first place I saw it. I think it's where you saw it too, because our printout, the printout looks like it.
You sent me the link.
Oh, well then yes. But I think she was the first one to have it out, and she actually marked all the vegetarian and gluten-free items too, which I greatly appreciate. So there's two new booths, it looks like, for this year. There's the berry basket.
In the Northern Bloom.
Yeah, and the berry basket has a lamb chop with quinoa salad, blackberry gastrique, field greens with fresh strawberries, blue cheese, strawberry vinaigrette, and spiced pecans. Warm wild berry buckle with pepperberry sorbet / ice cream.
Say what?
And the last two items I read, the salad and the dessert, are vegetarian. None of those are marked gluten-free, but unless they're doing something unusual, the lamb chop should be gluten-free because quinoa is gluten-free, blackberry is gluten-free.
I don't know what gastrique is though.
It's like sort of like a sauce, blackberry sauce. So I know that the gluten-free, dairy-free Disney World, Sarah from that website, and again you can Google that to find her, and I'll try to put a link in the show notes. She has asked in the past, and sometimes they indeed are gluten-free, so always ask, but ask for a chef. The people at the cash register won't know, so ask to speak to one of the chefs at the booth.
Or I guess just walk right up to...
That's what I mean, just walk up to where
walk up to the register.
Right, walk up where you get your food and ask for a chef. So, and then they have beverages there too. They have Founders. I have no idea how to say that.
It looks kind of French, doesn't it? Rabot? I don't know.
Anyway, sorry. You can look it up on the web. Pure Raspberry Ale and Island Grove Blueberry Moscato.
What's Moscato? That sounds familiar.
It's a wine.
Oh.
And Twinings Berry Cocktail, which we can't tell because we don't have the detailed description here, but I'm guessing that's non-alcoholic. I could be wrong. I would definitely check. But they usually have one non-alcoholic at each stand. Not always, but usually. So from that one, unless that proves to be gluten-free, I can't have anything.
It's probably a skip for me too.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, and also, now that I said that, that salad should definitely be gluten-free.
Blue cheese.
That's one of those it's one of those debatable items. But they had a blue cheese salad at last year's Flower and Garden that was gluten-free. So we'll see. We'll find out. I'm wondering if maybe they just forgot to mark some of those. Northern Bloom is the other new booth. And sorry for looking down, but I have to read these. This makes me super excited.
Oh,
Seared,
they put smoked bacon on this.
You can probably have that left off. You know, usually they assemble seared scallops with French green beans, butter potatoes, brown butter vinaigrette, and apple wood smoked bacon.
That sounds good.
So happy. Well, a lot of times they really do put those things on at the end, so you can probably get that without. Yeah, and that is gluten-free. It's marked gluten-free. So last year at Food and Wine, the scallop was not gluten-free, and I have no idea why, but it wasn't. So I'm super excited to see the scallop again that I can eat. The next thing is not good for either of us. Beef tenderloin tips, mushroom bordelaise sauce, and that's where the gluten would be, with potatoes and garden vegetables, and that is neither vegetarian nor gluten-free. The Naomi bar trifle?
It is trifle.
But the first part, I assume that's Naomi.
I don't know.
Again, you can look on the web and see, we may be saying that incorrectly, and I assume that's a dessert because trifles are typically a stacked up dessert. And that is not marked vegetarian either, which I would think that would be vegetarian.
Yeah, I don't know. I have to look that up.
We'll find out. And then beverages, I'm just gonna go really quickly. There's a maple shake, which is, they marked them non-alcoholic, so I guess that other one was alcoholic.
So all the berry baskets seem to be alcoholic.
Seem to be. So this one has a maple shape that's non-alcoholic, a maple shape with Crown Royal that is alcoholic, obviously, and then a bunch of Brian's favorite. You want to pronounce these?
I don't know. Maudai?
Sorry, we do not speak French, either of us. We both took Spanish in high school, and we're sorry. So if you're French or French Canadian, really, really sorry.
Then a Tout Le Monde? Tout Le Monde? I don't know. So these are all beers, and then the...
And they're all by, how do you say the brewery?
Unibrew, I guess.
Unibrew.
Or not, I don't know if it's Unibrew or Unibrew.
Or Unibrow. We don't know.
I don't know. The Epcot,
it's a Canadian.
Epcot, I think they used to actually serve that beer at the Canada popcorn cart.
Popcorn cart.
A long time ago, yeah. All right, so those are the two new booths.
And the next booth is La Isla Fresca, and I'm almost positive I ate some things here last year, and none of this is marked gluten-free. So again, I'll have to do a lot of checking when I get there. But
so I'm checking the book to see what was there.
Can I see the book?
Yeah, so the gluten-free one is not here on the list.
Yeah, different menu. They have this year Jamaican braised beef with pigeon pea rice and micro cilantro. But see, again, unless they're like soaking
that was on last year's, and that wasn't marked gluten-free.
It wasn't?
Yeah. So that's a repeat.
That's the repeat. Sugarcane shrimp skewer with steamed rice and coconut lime sauce. So it could be the sauce in that case, and that would be good for you.
Good, yeah. That's a new one.
Not marked gluten-free though.
Ooh, a conch salad.
Yeah. Caribbean conch salad with avocado, mango, and onions. Again, that's not gluten-free.
Yeah, I'll try that definitely.
And then a flan cocho, vanilla caramel custard with chocolate coffee cake, and that is marked vegetarian.
It's another new one.
A lot of new on that one this year, but especially that last one, that Caribbean conch salad. I'd be shocked if that's not gluten-free, so I'll definitely be asking some questions.
Drinks are the same.
The same as last year. So they've got red stripe Jamaican style lager, which is super common. I would not pay Disney prices for that. I would just go to the grocery store. Frozen Simply Tropical Juice Drink with mango rum, and Frozen Simply Tropical Juice Drink non-alcoholic. And we had that last year and it was shockingly good. We had the one with the mango rum, and we both liked it.
So what's next on our stop?
Next is the Cider House, and this is over in the UK. Well, at least it was in previous years. I assume it'll be in the same place.
Canada and
right
there in the
UK.
left, right?
Yep, yep. So this year it looks like everything is a return food-wise, and they dropped an item, and we were talking about that. Just like for food and wine, they went from 4 to 3 items. It looks like they did for flower and garden too. And I would love to think that would mean it was higher quality since they're focusing on fewer things, but we didn't have that experience at Food and Wine. So they have a pear cider brine shredded corned beef with braised cabbage, and that is neither vegetarian or gluten-free. They have house-made potato and cheddar cheese biscuit with smoked salmon tartare.
That was very good. I had that like at least 2 times, maybe 3. That was really good.
And they had freshly baked lemon scone with cream fresh and mixed berries.
You definitely had that.
Yes, it is very good. I'm not even a sweet person, but this is not sickeningly sweet. Like if you had scone before, they're not too sweet. And so this was very nice, like especially if you don't eat the sort of whipped cream. I know they call it cream fresh, but it's basically the same thing. It's not hardly sweet at all, so I really enjoyed it.
Think about it. I think all the food festivals we go to, I don't think I've ever gotten a sweet thing, except for that frozen nitro.
Yes.
That thing.
Truffle.
Yeah,
which
but
they don't
usually
have.
I don't get the sweets.
No, you don't.
I have nothing against sweets. I don't know.
No. Well, there's so much savory food, and I think both of us prefer savory over sweet. It's just for me, there's so few gluten-free options. I end up trying everything that's gluten-free.
Which is why the Christmas thing was a bust for us, because there's a lot of sweet stuff.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So they also have Mackenzie's Black Cherry Hard Cider, and that's a return. But all the other ciders are new. They have, how do you say that? Caribe?
Caribe Blood Orange Tropical Hard Cider. That's from Florida.
Cider Boy Strawberry Magic Hard Strawberry Cider, and Martinelli Sparkling Cider, which is from California. we laughed about that last year too. I remember talking about that, how even though it's in the UK, it's like pretty much everything is American.
Oh, it's non-alcoholic too. The sparkling.
The last one?
Yeah, the last one.
Okay. That's good to know. All right, so we're done with that?
Yeah, we're going on to Urban Farm Eats.
And here we have
2 returns.
Watermelon salad, which is so good. I actually made this at home. I loved it so much.
You had that a couple times, right?
Definitely. That is so good. It shocked me. It's watermelon salad with pickled onions, baby arugula, feta, and a balsamic reduction. And I do not like the pickled onions, but they're easy to pick off the top. The rest of it's fantastic, and that's gluten-free and vegetarian.
So if memory serves me correct, you were eating that one day and we were like, oh no, we have a reservation on the other side of the World Showcase.
Oh, the exact opposite
So
side.
we immediately trashed our food and like hightailed it.
Yeah, that was kind of sad.
All the memories.
Yes, the stress memories. The next one is a return seared pork tenderloin with a mushroom ragu, and neither of us have had that because it's not vegetarian or gluten-free. And then a crabless crab cake is new this year, but I know that it was there in previous years. I don't remember which year.
Well, it says crabless cake. What's a crabless cake?
I think it's like a crabless crab cake. You know, it's like a crab cake.
So but it's crabless, so there's no crab in it?
Right, it's vegetarian. See, it's marked vegetarian.
That's kind of weird.
Yes.
I'll take one for the team and try it.
It has crispy vegetable slaw, lemon vinaigrette, and Old Bay remoulade.
So basically, you just put a bunch of Old Bay on something and hope it tastes like a crab cake.
And beverages is a lot of things I probably can say wrong. Aviv Natural Peach Sparkling Wine.
Which is a return. So it's 3 returns out of the 4 drinks.
King Estate Acrobat Pinot Noir. The only new one is Wildflower Pale Ale from Forbidden Root Brewery, and the last one's a Urban Mary, which he had last year and declared it.
At first, I thought, oh, this is kind of good, and then the spices just kept hitting me. You know, I think that was my first and only Bloody Mary. And I was like, I gotta throw this away.
Well, and they warned him when he got it that it's spicy.
Yeah.
Like, it's apparently very spicy because he has a high spice tolerance. So.
Yeah, that was trash.
Well, and also when it's so hot outside, Bloody Mary's not the best drink.
It's Pineapple Promenade. Now that is the permanent location, or am I thinking of something else?
No, it's a booth.
All right.
They have a spicy hot dog with pineapple chutney and plantain chips, and that is neither gluten-free nor vegetarian, so we haven't had that. And they have the pineapple soft serve, which is basically Dole Whip.
Actually, everything here is a return, drinks and food. Beverly had the spicy hot dog.
She did, and she said it was fantastic. I think she really liked it.
Like it.
Well, actually, they've changed it though. It used to have a spicy sriracha, and now it has a pineapple chutney. So I don't know if it's exactly the same. Well, it says spicy hot dog, so maybe it is the same. Probably is the same. And she said it was really good. I remember that. In fact, I'll try to find the footage when she had that.
Oh, I'm mistaken. The beverages, there is one new beverage here. The pineapple
manna.
Is that manna or manna?
Well, spell like manna. I don't know how to pronounce it. Sorry if we're saying that wrong.
It comes from Hawaii, a Hawaiian brewing company.
Either mana or manna, we're not sure. But the returns are sparkling pineapple wine, pineapple soft serve with Parrot Bay coconut rum, which I did have and I did not like. I like plain rum in a Dole Whip, which I don't know where I've had that. Maybe at Animal Kingdom a long time ago.
Epcot,
but I don't like coconut rum.
Serve at one of the festivals, maybe? I don't know.
I don't remember, but I don't like it with the coconut rum. I'd rather just have a Dole Whip and then have a drink separately. Frozen dessert violet lemonade, which neither of us have had. I assume it's both gluten-free and vegetarian, even though it's not marked. They never mark the drinks, that's not unusual. But I've heard it's really, really good. We've just not tried it. Again, we're not big dessert people. So the next one is Jardín de Fiestas.
And this is kind of interesting. Everything is new.
Yeah,
food
everything.
and drinks. Although some of the drinks sound familiar, but they weren't in last year's book because we checked.
Do you want to read this since your Spanish is a little stronger?
No.
You don't think it is? Okay, Chile Relleno de...
Picadillo.
Picadillo.
Yeah, 2 L's is a Y.
Yes. which is a battered poblano pepper filled with ground beef covered with tomato sauce and garnished with queso fresco and toasted almonds. If that was gluten-free, I would definitely try that. That sounds good, but
so all the food here, not vegetarian.
It's a bust for both of us, yeah.
We'll be stopping by for beverages. Let's be honest.
Bruschetta de pollo con salsa morita, which is grilled chicken with red and green bell pepper served with salsa chili morita and garnished with a micro cilantro and edible flowers. And the last is tres leches, that's a cake. I'm not gonna go and read all the ingredients. It's a milk cake, basically. And
tres leches. I think you said tres.
Sorry.
Tres leches.
Just listen to Brian. He speaks better Spanish than me. Beverages, hibiscus margarita, which all the beverages are new this year, which is interesting. So all the food's new and all the beverages are new. I have had a hibiscus margarita in La Cava de Tequila.
Yeah, that's why some of these sound familiar.
And it is awesome. And so I'm hoping it's similar or the same. They're having an elderflower pineapple margarita. That also sounds good. I'll probably try that. Watermelon white sangria. I won't do that. I don't know if you will. Pacifico draft beer with Kahlua floater.
Yeah.
Ooh, I don't think I would like that because that's a coffee liqueur. That sounds very strange.
Anyway.
And the next one is Lotus House, which is in China. And we usually don't eat a lot here. I know you got one of these items, but we definitely stop by for an item we'll get to in the beverage section. Spicy chicken lettuce wrap.
That's a new one.
Is a brand new. And then the other two are returning. Beijing style candy strawberries. Those are vegetarian and also, again, gluten-free, dairy-free. Disney World, Sarah checked, and these are also supposed to be gluten-free when she asked, which makes sense. It's just strawberries dipped in like melted sugar. So, however, again, back to we're not big on sweets, so neither of us have had it. Vegetable spring rolls, which Brian tried.
I mean, to be honest, it's just a vegetable spring roll that you can get down at Chinese #1 down the street. So
yeah, something you can get local.
But it was good. It was good. I mean, I enjoyed it because food for me, which is kind of interesting, was hard to find at this festival because you would think Flower Garden would be kind of vegetarian
friendly,
but it's not really.
And then the next one is the beverages for China. There's almost all of these are returned. I'll point out the one that's different. Oolong peach bubble tea. Neither of us have had that. Kung Fu punch, which is vodka triple sec mango and orange juice, and we both had that. It's really good. It's not sickeningly sweet to me. I mean, it is sweet, but it's not sickeningly so, and it's a good value. It's a pretty good size for the money. So compared to like for example, in Mexico, you get those really small clear glasses for the margarita. I don't know if they're 12 or 16 ounces, but they give you a good sized cup in China. It's a good deal. Dragon Pearl, which is a return. This sounds so gross to me. Beer, honey, cream, and tapioca pearls.
Did we try that last year? I can't remember. Okay.
I kept trying to get you to try it.
Yeah, I guess every time I walked up, I was like, nah, because I think Germany was like right next to. I was like, I'm waiting for Germany.
The next one's the new one. It's actually called MSG. That's the name of it. It's a cooler of mango, wine, strawberry, and ginger ale.
Actually sounds pretty good.
It does.
MSG, mango is the M, strawberry is the S, and ginger ale.
G for ginger ale. It's just a funny name. Plum wine cooler, that's a return, and Tsingtao beer, which is a return. Next one is Bauern Market. Am I saying that right?
Yeah, it's Bauern Markets.
He's better in German than me, but neither of us are very good.
So food items, only one return.
So the new stuff is potato pancakes with house-made applesauce, that's vegetarian. Potato pancake with caramelized ham, onions, and herb sour cream. Roasted bratwurst with curry ketchup and paprika spiced chips. That is a return, except last year I think they called it currywurst, didn't they, instead of bratwurst?
I think so.
But it's pretty much the same thing. My recommendation, which I said back in my video, that is gluten-free, but get the ketchup sauce on the side. They drowned mine. I mean, it was literally like swimming in ketchup, and I don't really like ketchup. And the warm cheese strudel with mixed berries, and that's new. Beverages.
All the same.
Do you want to read these?
Hugo Charles de Fier Brut. I guess that's is it champagne? That's a brut.
It says with elderflower and mint.
And then the beers: Paulaner Original Munich Lager, the Schaffenhofer Hefeweizen, and the Korstitzer Schwarzbier Black Lager, which I didn't think I liked any of those, which is kind of sad. And I noticed this year the beer flights are 3 beers.
So what's next, Brian?
The Primavera Kitchen. From Italy.
This is almost all new, right?
All the drinks are the same. All the food is new.
Splitting the difference. So it's a antipasto misto, which is basically a plate with a lot of different things on it. I'll just let you look that up instead of reading it all. Meatball parmesan, strawberry tiramisu, and none of this is marked vegetarian. I would assume the strawberry tiramisu is vegetarian, but he's not a sweet person or a tiramisu person. I am. I love tiramisu, but then the beverages I'm going to read really quick because there's a lot of them. Pinot Grigio, Chianti, Prosecco, Corbonello, Moscato, Bellini sparkling wine and peach puree, Rosini sparkling wine and marinated strawberries, frozen Italian margarita with limoncello and tequila, and that I have had, and it's very good if you like limoncello. If you don't like limoncello, don't get it, because that's the predominant flavor. Like, I couldn't even taste the tequila. I will say that I don't think Italy's drinks are anywhere near as strong as, say, China and Mexico. So if you prefer them not as strong, go to Italy, but if you prefer a stronger drink for the money, I think you're getting a better value in the other countries. Moretti, is that how you say that?
I guess so, yeah, Moretti.
Moretti Lager, Moretti La Rosa, and that's pretty much it.
Yeah, probably a skip for me.
This is pretty much a skip for me unless I get that margarita again, and I liked it. I don't know if I'd repeat it. I like limoncello, but it's not hot. There's too many other things, like both of those margaritas in Mexico sound much better.
I think last year they had the lasagna or something like that I could eat, because I remember getting that with the Chianti, and it was like really
I think they had like a vegetarian primavera or something like that.
Yeah.
It's hard to keep all the food festivals straight, so sorry. Yeah. The Smokehouse Barbecue and Brews.
So this is in America.
Right?
All the food's the same.
The same. Pulled pig slider with coleslaw and crispy onions. None of us have had, not gluten-free. Smoked pork ribs with black bean and corn salad. This is either hit or miss. I had it a couple of times, it was amazing. I had it a couple of times, it was really dry. So the corn slaw underneath, or corn salad, is really tasty, like super surprisingly tasty. I'd actually like the recipe for that. The smoked pork ribs were what was hit or miss. Remember that first one I got was huge and it was tender and great. And you said, I'm a vegetarian, that even looks good to me. And then I got one like the next day and it was like this tiny little bone with barely any meat on it, and it was really dry. So it was just very random.
But I bet you could just return it.
Probably. I usually don't return them unless there's something really wrong, like totally unedible for some reason. Beef brisket burnt ends hash with white cheddar fondue and pickled jalapenos.
I really had that a couple times, I think. You did? It's not listed as gluten-free.
This is the one that if you leave the white cheddar fondue off,
okay,
unless they've changed, so always ask the chef, don't take my word for it, it's gluten-free. It's the gluten is in the white cheddar fondue. They usually use wheat as a thickener, so if you have a wheat or gluten allergy or intolerance or whatever, leave that off. That's what I did, and it was still very good. I can see why it would be better with the cheese fondue, but it's still good without it. Warm chocolate cake with bourbon salted caramel sauce and spiced pecans.
Yeah, didn't have it.
No. I can't have it, and he just doesn't do desserts much.
So beverages, the only returning is the maple bacon stout, which of course I did not have last year.
And when you said the frozen lemonade with Firefly Blackberry Moonshine is returning.
Oh yeah.
And the frozen lemonade non-alcoholic is returning. But then these are the 3 new items. Zen of Zen Old Vine. I don't know if that's a beer or a wine. I would assume a wine.
California. It's probably wine.
Orange Blossom Pilsner, which obviously is a beer, $3. Phantasmus?
Phantasmus, yeah.
Phantasmus IPA. That sounds a little like fantastic.
So all the beers are from Florida. Yeah. And they got Beer Flight there. But yeah, that's right. I remember I did get the Beer Flight last year.
But you kept subbing out the bacon stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. So the next one is Hanami, which is in Japan. The first item is a return. It's frushi. It looks like sushi, but it's a dessert. It's rice with fruit and a sauce and sort of some whipped cream on the side. And if you like sweets, I would think most people would like this. I mean, if you like fruit and whipped cream, you don't really notice the rice. It's like a substitute for bread. It is not marked gluten-free, so always ask. But again, gluten-free, dairy-free, Disney World, Sarah asked, and that is gluten-free as of last year. I don't know if it will be this year. I had it once, I wouldn't get it again. It's cool looking, it's visually appealing. Well, I shouldn't say that, I might get it. Depends on how hungry I am and I'm over there. But I didn't get it last year, but I got it the previous year when we were with Beverly. So the next one Brian is excited about. Ahi tuna poke, sesame ginger, and he loves poke.
I love some raw fish.
Yeah, he does. And the next one is a return. It's beef teriyaki udon, and neither of us have had that. Not vegetarian for him, not gluten-free for me. The only returning drink is a Sapporo draft beer. And then I am not going to mispronounce everything else on the list. They're all new. There's a beer, a sake cocktail, and 2 kinds of sake.
Yeah, so Kirin draft beer, matcha green tea sake cocktail. That actually sounds pretty good. Green tea and sake. Can't go wrong there. A Amabuki Karini Junmai sake. And then Oziki Shin Jumai sake. As close as I can get it. So a bunch of sakes, which I don't think they had a bunch of sakes. Maybe one sake last year? I don't know.
I can't remember. We could look in the book. I mean the book, I'll look it up while we go to the next one. Do you want to go ahead and read the next one?
So the next one is Taste of Marrakesh, which unfortunately we never have good luck at Marrakesh, do we?
Which is unfortunate because that's actually some of my favorite kind of food. You can ask Brian. I eat Mediterranean and Lebanese food here constantly. But for whatever reason, they are not gluten friendly. They never have, there's nothing on it that's gluten free ever.
So they have 3 food items and only one is returning, which is the baklava. And the new items is a merguez hot dog sausage, spicy beef, and lamb. And then a homemade falafel with pickled beet and turnip, tomato salad, and tahini sauce.
I'm surprised that's not vegetarian.
There's no meat in that. Homemade falafel with pickled beet, turnip, tomato salad, and tahini
It's probably
sauce.
just not marked. I still think they've forgotten to mark a few of these items, which is unfortunate. That's why you have to ask.
So maybe, I don't know. If it's vegetarian,
that sounds like something you could eat. Yeah. So I looked up Japan just to take a quick backwards step. Brian's right. They had way fewer beverage selections last year. They only had 1 sake last year.
Okay.
They only had 3 drinks total, and this year they have 5 drinks. So big difference.
I mean, they had the whole sake bar inside, so it makes sense to just bring that outside.
Yeah, and that's a tip. If you've never been in the very back of the Japan store, they have a huge sake bar with a huge selection. So if you've ever wanted to try sake, that's a great way. You can get it by the glass or you can get flight. So it's a great place to try it.
Taste Marrakesh, the beverages all the same. Desert Rose sparkling wine, which is a sparkling wine. A white sangria, a Garo, some kind of red wine.
Garoni? I don't know.
And
Sorry.
Casa beer, which I've never had and probably won't.
The next one is Florida Fresh. And there's 2 returns and 2 new on their menu. There's carne asada with black bean cake and cilantro lime sour cream. That sounds amazing, but it is not gluten-free or vegetarian, so we won't be eating that. Shrimp and stone ground grits with andouille sausage, sweet corn, tomatoes, and cilantro that is gluten-free. And I have had it both years. The first year I did not like it because I thought it was too hot. This past year I had it and I loved it. So it just shows you that even if the item's exactly the same, it's probably even different on different days. But
whoever makes it.
Last year, oh, and also that's another difference there. The previous year, the grits were not what I know as grits. They were very coarse. I know it says stone ground, but these were super coarse and almost undercooked. You know, where it's almost crunchy. This past year, they were perfect. So that was another big difference for me. It wasn't as spicy and the grits were better. So it's worth trying something again if you didn't like it the previous year. I mean, unless you know you just hate it. Florida larder board. This is again a return. Orlando made ricotta cheese. I'm not gonna read all this. It's one of those boards with lots of meats and cheeses on it. It is not listed as gluten-free, but I don't really see anything on there unless it's the pate that would have gluten in it, or unless they stick bread on it and they're just not listing that here.
Maybe.
So sometimes there's trays like that, like back when the Poor Writers Stop, we miss it, was open, they had a larder board like that and you could just have them leave the bread off. In fact, they had some that didn't have the bread on it already and you could get that and it was gluten-free. So always ask. And the last one's a key lime tart, and that's new.
Yeah.
And then the beverages is key lime sparkling wine, which Beverly had, and I know she liked it a lot. She said it was very refreshing in the Florida heat. Quat seasonal fruit ale, Mirth and Merriment golden ale. That sounds like Christmas. Mirth and Merriment. They should have that during their Christmas season. Maybe it's left over for Christmas. Feast of Flowers farmhouse ale. Talk about that.
Feast of Flowers, man, I loved it. I just kept getting that.
I should put a compilation of all the times you stopped.
Yeah, that was so funny. So, where were we staying at last year for this festival? It was Boardwalk, maybe? I don't know, but we would always come in at International Gateway. Carmen would say, "Are we going to Canada?" I say, "Nope, Feast of Flowers." So we go to the right. Yeah, it's really good beer.
And that's from Florida, by the way. It's from Florida.
Yeah, all the drinks, including sparkling wine, are from Florida.
Which makes sense since it's at Florida Fresh. Yeah. And then last is a few watermelon drinks. There's a watermelon cucumber slush with
some kind of gin.
Miami, Florida gin? I don't know, I'm probably saying that wrong, sorry. Watermelon cucumber slush, non-alcoholic, and fresh squeezed watermelon juice, which is of course non-alcoholic.
How do you squeeze a watermelon?
Probably with a juicer. No, a juicer. You can put you can juice a carrot in a juicer. So
yeah, I'm thinking actually squeeze it.
No, I think they're juicing it. Yeah, squeeze is probably a misnomer. Next one is Fleur-de-lis, which is there's a Fleur-de-lis. Sorry if you're French speaking, we're gonna kill this again. In fact, I'm gonna read what it is instead of the name of it, so I don't kill it.
Oh, I guess they don't have the smells.
Oh, you're right. Is the smell food and wine?
Is that food and wine?
I think that might be food and wine.
Yeah, never mind.
We're getting our festivals mixed up again. So the first one is onion tart, and that is vegetarian. So Brian will probably be trying that, and that's a return. You had that. Yeah, you did have that.
Okay.
And the reason he can't remember and I can is since I edit all the videos, I re-see everything over and over again so I can remember it easier. The next one is new. It's a
baked chicken and crawfish
served over rice pilaf. That actually sounds really good. Too bad neither of us can eat that. Yeah. It's not marked gluten-free for some reason, probably the sauce. And definitely French sauces, be very careful unless they're explicitly marked gluten-free. They use a lot of wheat to thicken their sauces. And macaron chocolate I said I wasn't going to say these. Framboise?
No, Framboy. I think it's Framboy. I don't know.
We do not know. Anyway, it's a large raspberry. That's why they call that large. Their macarons are not what I would call large. They're pretty small. So don't mistake that from their large raspberry macaron with chocolate fudge and raspberry jam. That is gluten-free. I do not recommend it, however. I had this and it is sickeningly sweet. So if you like super sweet, definitely get this. I think it's the raspberry jam. If they had just put the fudge in the macaron, I think it would have been fine. but you can go into the ice cream shop in France and get a macaron sandwich with ice cream in the middle. That is far better. So, and they even have seasonal, different ones for the seasons. I think they usually have strawberry in the spring. So you can go and get that, and it's got like strawberry and vanilla ice cream inside. Really good. So I would actually recommend that over this. Unless you like sickeningly sweet food, and then you might love this. Everyone has different tastes.
So beverages, out of 5, 2 are returns.
And I had one of them, La Vie and Rose Slush. It's pretty good. I think I only got it once. I don't know if I will get it or not. It just depends on what mood I'm in. It's pretty sweet, but not overly so. It's got vodka. It looks as orange vodka, Saint Germain liqueur, white and red cranberry juice. And it's pretty too. It's one of those you see in those little almost martini looking plastic glasses. It's pretty tasty. Then there's a Cure pomegranate sparkling wine. I don't know how to say that. Natural peach sparkling wine. I don't know how to say the name of it. Chardonnay and Sauvignon Blanc Sieste La Vie.
And then their beer, the Cronenberg.
That's a return. Yeah, they always have that. Did you just make a face?
Yeah, I did.
You're not big on French or Italian beers.
Not at all.
Those are the two you don't really care for.
All right, so that is a wrap for the booths. So they added 2 new booths and kept the booths from last year, the new ones from last year. So they're growing and growing the festival, and eventually I think it will catch up to the number of booths that they have at the Food and Wine. Yeah.
And I think that Brian and I prefer Flower and Garden over Food and Wine if we had to pick. Thankfully we don't. We usually end up going to both. But if we had to just pick one, for a couple of reasons. One, it's less crowded. Yes. The fact that it's so beautiful, just all the flowers. It's just so gorgeous. Epcot is great all the time. World Showcase is beautiful, but with the flowers, it's just really a wonderful time of the year. So anyway, I hope this was helpful while you're making your decisions for what you're going to have and enjoy. Leave us in the comment what you're looking forward to the most, or if there's a new item that caught your eye, let us know. Thanks for watching. If you've enjoyed this, we appreciate subscriptions, likes, subscribes, all that good stuff.
Yep.
Bye.
Cheers.